We wanted to find a house that we loved as much as the house in California. Every morning when I come out to turn on the fountain, I just stand in the doorway and I go, I can't believe it, even the plants, I mean, it's magical.
Hello and welcome back to Real French Connections. Today we're in the picturesque little village of Verteuil-sur-Charente. The Charente is a river that runs through the village and also the name of the region that the village is in. We're here to talk to Sandy and Jeff, who moved here from the Napa Valley in California. And what's interesting is they arrived with a very specific list of must-haves when it came to finding their new home. Very interestingly, as Sandy is about to tell us, they met all their must-haves and even managed to add a couple of extra surprises. Let's find out what they were. Sandy, we are in your courtyard. You've moved into your own house, whereas last time we met, you were in the area, and I think you had just bought your house, but it was going to be a while until you could move in.
Yeah.
So did you go back to California for a while?
We did. We had deliberately come and spent 6 months in River Charente just to find out if we really could stand the weather or if it was a problem. And we saw the year with all the rain in it. So
And how did that feel compared to California weather?
I love it. I mean, California's perfect, but here I like the seasons. I like the green. I like the everything that comes with the change of the seasons. I've always wanted to live someplace, maybe not with snow, but with change. I mean, put the limit there. But
did you see snow here?
Here, no. Although it's supposed to have snowed. I saw it once on a video.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't. It supposedly doesn't snow here.
I mean, now you're here full time. Inevitably,
yeah.
You'll come across it at some point.
Exactly. But so we stayed in River Charente for 6 months, and then we decided to go home because we had to sell the house that we had there. We wanted to find a house that we loved as much as the house in California. I had inherited it, and I'd lived in it forever. I knew it was going to be really hard for me.
Yes.
But then when we saw the light and this courtyard and our own castle tower.
It's pretty special, isn't it?
We couldn't resist.
Let's go back to when you were in the Napa Valley.
Okay.
So really in the wine region.
Exactly. I loved it there. I was born in Texas. My father was in the military. Geoffrey was born in California, but spent most of his life in Florida. So he came to California for the wine industry. We met at Fresno State University. I was in the enology department as well. But I had always wanted to get back to Napa. And it just turned out that the wine industry would take us there.
Both of you?
Both of us. We both found jobs.
That's so romantic.
Right, and my mom lived there. And so when we got there, everything was pretty well set up. And eventually, my parents bought another home, a larger home, and they said, would you like to live in this little one? And so we did. We moved into the little house, and it was about 1,000 square feet, but much the same as the size of this house, although this place does seem larger. We got it fixed up the way we wanted. We had, mature trees in the backyard. It was lovely. But we'd always wanted to live in France.
So when you were sitting back there, in the Napa Valley, having decided that your house was now perfect, just perfect, renovations finished, and you were going to move, who said the words?
Well, we had been talking about going to France for a long time, even before we did the kitchen renovation and getting all this stuff done. But it was always this kind of, imagine we were sitting out on the deck in France, and not enjoying it, not being in the present moment, but. Yeah. What if, and what would we look for and what would we find as a house? Geoffrey was a little more excited about something very rustic. And I was too, but I also knew that needed a lot of work.
Yeah.
And at our time in life, we just decided, we didn't want to have to do a ton of work.
So when you started looking for what was going to be your forever home, your next forever home, did you actually know what you were looking for?
Yes, first thing really was a fireplace. That was top of your list. We both have never really lived in a house with a fireplace, and we really, really wanted that. In the house, had to have lots of light.
Yes.
And windows. And I learned the term dual aspect, and now we have one with, not triple aspect, but it's got triple windows, so that's good. We wanted 3 bedrooms, one for our bedroom, and then I wanted a place to dance, and then I wanted Jeff to have an office. He wanted an office. It had to have a courtyard or a garden. The village had to have commerce. We wanted to walk to a boulangerie, a boucherie, a pharmacy, things like that. Access to transportation. We found that Ruffec had a train station, which would get us to Angoulême in 30 minutes, and then from Angoulême we take the TGV to Paris or wherever. From Ruffec we can be in Poitiers and then Paris. What else? River.
Did you get a river?
Yeah, a river. Wanted a river running through it. And we really didn't expect that. We thought, again, we thought there might be a river somewhere nearby, but just way too much to ask for. So it was on the list, and not the last thing, but an important thing was a castle. Geez, a castle. Where would we find that? And that was the one that, if we'd had to give it up, we could have. And then the thing that we got with this that we didn't expect at all was a garage. And then we wanted to be in the center of town, but we also wanted to be kind of close to the edge of town. And so all I can say is that we hung in there for the list, and lo and behold, we have this wonderful house.
You definitely do. And I guess that's a good lesson for people, isn't it? If you have must-haves, wait till you have that must-have.
Right. I mean, we saw some houses with, especially cottages that were, you could make more windows, you could do that, but it was dark.
Yeah.
And I knew I'd be, with a long winter, I'd be depressed in the
especially
dark.
coming from California.
California.
The impossible list came true.
So the impossible list came true. And one last surprise, which we would have to spend a lot of money to get it up to speed, probably more than we would have spent to renovate it, but right under where we sit right now is a cave.
As well, storage.
No, just a wine cave, a literal wine cave with a vault. This used to be a moat, as we know, and so there's a lot of drainage. Maybe in our future dreams we'll actually have our wine cave.
The very fact that you live on a moat, in a moat. A moat was not on your list.
No,
you have history as well.
But yeah, we have history. It's definitely a source of conversation, a conversation starter to say, we live on Moat Street. 3 Street of the Moat.
3 Moat Street.
Yeah, 3 Moat Street.
The best address.
The best address, yeah.
You brought with you your favorite furniture from your courtyard.
Exactly.
In the Napa Valley, and it's sitting here, presumably feeling very much at home.
When we got all our pictures up and our art and stuff like that, and we got this stuff out here, I felt like we've been decorating this place for 20 years.
What a great feeling, Sandy.
Yeah, it was.
Which must have made leaving so much easier.
It was. I mean, that was what made us decide to move and use a moving company, because there were so many things that I really loved as pieces. And I knew we could find other things here. Yeah. But I also knew that we had been thinking of old French as we bought the pieces.
Yes.
So the things would...
So in fact, the rationale, the appreciation was the same.
Exactly.
You'd have been duplicating.
Exactly.
And surely it must have helped it feel instantly like home.
It did. Yeah. And when we got, that wind chime, that was one of the first things that we said that we would bring with us. Because we remember sitting out in the backyard and having that. Yeah, and so now when it rings, it's just...
You're in both places, spiritually.
Yeah, something you must do, no matter what company you go with. Remember to have, at this end, remember to have a lock cutter. Because what they do, at their end, on the United States end, they lock and seal the truck, the container. Okay. And then nobody can touch it until it gets here, and even the truck driver. And he doesn't carry a chain cutter with him.
So it's up to you to...
Yes, you have to furnish something, because it's a safety measure, security, I'm sure. So that your things are safe, and you have to be the one that opens it.
Very good advice. Okay. Any more advice like that, keep it coming, because much better that people know before they come.
Right, it's true. And I would say that if you're going to spend the money to do that. For what we brought and what it meant to us, it was worth it.
Yes.
Probably have them wrap it for you. The company we worked with was amazingly efficient, and we wound up contacting them at the last minute. We just couldn't do all the packing ourselves. We thought we could.
So it's worth it, that little bit extra, isn't it?
Think about it, especially at the end when you're in that sort of dazed, confused, last minute, rush. You can get by without
waiting for your stuff.
Waiting for your stuff. But then when it got here, it was like Christmas.
Oh, it would have been.
It was just like Christmas, and finding stuff that you had forgotten that you packed.
And hanging your pictures, as you said. For me, that's always the first thing. The pictures on the wall means you are home.
Yeah, it really, huge difference, huge difference.
So you made a decision to come, which presumably the excitement about that decision would have grown as you spoke about it. But then there's the reality, isn't there? Then there is the visa, the actual hard wire, can't come here without it.
Right.
What was your approach to that?
That was, again, Geoffrey and I went divergent ways, but he's very much a do-it-yourselfer. I can save some money, we'll do it. And he does so many things. And I'm so lucky to have someone who is like that. But I just said, the time, if we make a mistake and having to redo it and having to wait and having to redo it, why not go with somebody who can help us? So then we came to choose, and we looked at a couple of businesses, and we saw French Connections, and I don't know, somehow Richard literally just spoke to us, and it seemed like I said, let's find out about that. He had a list, a menu, a wonderful list.
Which of services or things you might need.
And it was very helpful to us as to see what we were going to have to do, but also we could pick and choose what we did. So we used them for the visa. We got a bank account, which, I think things, as more people are coming, things are getting a little bit easier, but 3 years ago, things were different. And nothing was set up as wonderfully as it is now. And we got our titre de séjour. Through HCB. We worked with Annabelle. She was just lovely, wonderful person. So helpful. And very concerned. It's just such a professional company. I was just amazed. So that made me feel more comfortable.
Yes.
And Geoffrey agreed at the end, after it's all said and done, that we were so smart to do something like that.
Go for the smooth, stress-free option. I guess there are so many other stresses anyway. Aren't there so many other things to think about when you're making such a move?
Right. It's true. I didn't really realize how much, because we were so happy to go.
Yes.
And I didn't, I had gotten past the homesickness or the feeling of loss of, of what was there, that other life. But we were getting stuff ready to ship, and the last few days were a marathon. The last 6 weeks were just so much stuff to do. When we got here, there was a recovery time. I literally for about 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going, I can't do anything. I can't think.
You'd used every last bit of energy.
I had. Oh my gosh, it was so much.
And when you were choosing the area, because you travelled to different parts of France, I think, hadn't you? So you had probably quite a big knowledge of the fact that every region is different.
Right.
Why this region? What drew you?
Well, we were trying to be very sensible. We are quite fortunate. We had the house that we could sell, but we're not multimillionaires, so we knew that we had to pace our money.
Yes.
And so we wanted an area that was less expensive.
Yeah.
So, we loved Provence. That was a little warm, a little too humid. Lots of people, kind of very touristy. So beautiful, we can go and visit that. Geoffrey loves the coast because he likes to sail. So we went to Biarritz, and we went to along the Atlantic coast and up to La Rochelle and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But again, a little bit more expensive.
Yes.
We didn't go to Brittany until last year, but that was a little earlier this year. That was a little rainy for him.
Yeah.
Then we went to Paris, which was too expensive. We did fall in love with the Haute-Vienne, with Rochechouart.
Yeah.
That was perfect near. Had we been able to find a place, I probably might have stayed there.
Yes.
But then this was pure happenstance. We saw the little entryway that was Geoffrey took a picture of, and it turned out the house was for sale, and then it turned out it was a lovely house. The prices here are good.
The prices are
and
good.
we had heard that before. And is that Charente was really definitely a place to look at. Charente and Haute-Vienne and Limousin, you can really get some good deals.
And compared to, in general, a very general question, compared to property prices in California, here, what would you have been able to buy in California for this beautiful house?
In California, for what we paid, nothing. I can't think of anything that, like I said, they were comparable in size, especially in Napa. We could not have, we could not, once we just sold the house, we knew that was the change of life. We couldn't go back. And we accepted that totally, knowing that we could find something for much less.
You actually came to France already with the language, which is quite rare, you know.
I've always loved the language. I started studying in junior high school.
Okay.
And I had a French teacher who was Hungarian, but he loved all things French and, you know, all those kind of things. So I think that's where it all started for me. And so I just kind of followed it, and I did a double major in French and history in college.
Yeah.
And then, you know, came and spent some time here. My French got pretty good. And then I didn't come for a long time, and it got pretty bad.
But was it easy to pick up?
It's getting easier. I'm working really hard at it. I recently did an immersion class in Angoulême.
Okay.
I found this lovely woman, Hélène Philippon, with a company called Live French, and she's delightful. And I went and spent 5 days with her, but got to learn about Angoulême as well.
Yes.
So that was part of it, because I wanted to be able to tell people about the area. And
which is only about half an hour away, isn't it, Angoulême?
30 kilometers. You know, you asked me once if you have to know French to come, and I would say, no, obviously not. You can come. But for me, what I found is people are so much more comfortable with you, and the French will open up if they feel that they understand what you're saying and that there's no misapprehension. The more French you could learn, you know, even just enough to get along.
Yes.
But so that you could make the effort, but people will open up. I mean, literally, I just felt like, you speak French. Whoa, the door's open, and it's just lovely. It's delightful. So in that sense, I would say that it's just, if you want that kind of an experience.
And you definitely do, because you're here for the long term.
I do.
But I love that analogy, because the doors are never shut in France, but wide open.
It's like
all conversations, all
exactly.
topics. And have you met a lot of people since you've been here?
Yes.
You've got to know a lot of people.
Yes, there's a lot of English people here, and so that part was pretty easy.
Yeah.
But I think partly because of our immobilier, Katie Anderson, and she speaks French fluently, and she's lovely, and so she is living the French life, and she's a nice cross section.
Yeah.
And so for me, that was great, because she introduced me to Sebastian at La Régie, and all sorts of people, and so I don't have to just speak English. For Geoffrey, it's easier to have the English here because it's hard for him, and he wants to learn French, but he's not a language studier.
Right.
So for him, it's going to be on a pickup basis.
Yeah. You mentioned Sebastian. Is Sebastian your wine friend?
He's our wine friend. La Régie is a cave, and he's the cavist. And he has this lovely little terrace outside that you can come and have some wine and for apéro or in the afternoon. Someone asked me if I minded all the people sitting outside having wine, and I said, was it too noisy? And I said, no, it's just joyful.
What are your favorite things to do in this? This is spectacularly beautiful. Would this count as a big village or a small town?
It's a village. It's 600 people.
600 people?
Right. And
it's so pretty when you drive in and you see the chateau.
I know.
In fact, which you see the chateau from
Every
close
day.
up, but even as you just arrive over that bridge, and that's your first view.
I know. And then you're looking up
it's
the
fairy tale.
Charente, and you're looking up the, and there are people who live right on the river.
Well, you do have the fountain.
Oh, we do have the fountain.
And it's a short walk to the river.
It's so beautiful. I mean,
So
it's
beautiful.
Yeah, it's just. So I mean, yes, I feel lucky to be able to look at it, and then I can come home and be with my little fountain.
And are there places along the river where you can jump in and
Yes,
swim?
yes.
Even if you don't live there, just
Oh
places.
yeah, maybe 3 kilometers from here. There's a place called River Charente, and it's in Condac, and you can go and rent kayaks.
The river is well used then,
yeah,
by the
it's
sounds
well
of
used.
it.
And out of Angoulême, you can take river cruises on the Charente. We did that last year.
Beautiful.
We took, for 3 days, we had a boat and we went through the locks, and it is just, and it was, weeping willows hanging into the
Oh my
water.
goodness.
Just,
Little moorhens, that sort of thing.
and swans. Geoffrey was amazed. We got up in the morning and there were swans just right by the boat.
That's so
It was
romantic.
so cute.
And you brought your little sausage dog
We
with
did.
you.
We did.
Tell us how did you transport him? How did that go? Did you need special papers?
You
for
do.
him?
You do. It's not undoable. In fact, it's getting easier now. At one point, you still do have to have a checkup for them within 10 days of
arrival.
And they have to have a recent rabies shot and that kind of thing. So we now have a French passport. Which,
Yes. And has it got a little picture of him? I've never seen a dog passport.
you could put a picture,
Right.
but it doesn't demand one. But
Wouldn't it be funny if it had to be a certain, he had to be
Size.
looking a certain way and his ears must be visible?
Well, that's
No smiling,
that's
Finny.
the chip. That's the chip. The dogs
Oh yeah,
are
fair
chipped.
enough. Are people starting to recognize him and you in the village walking around?
That didn't take very long at all. We had leased a car. And on a lease car, I don't know if you know this, but the license plates are red.
Yes.
Yes. So people literally driving through villages, this village and the other village, will stop
And look.
because they think it's some kind of formal governmental thing.
It does look like that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So we had it parked in front of the house. So people finally, when we had to return the rental car, people go, "Oh, was that an official license plate or something like that?" So they were very keen. Everybody had been paid attention. And that's something you might find interesting is that you can use your foreign license for a year.
Yes.
Well, we kind of dilly-dallied on getting our French licenses.
Right.
So we are in that process right now, which means that we have to return the rental car because we didn't have a licenses. And so we now are the proud renters of a véhicule sans permis.
What a great solution.
No, so we didn't.
Clever girl.
It's a rental, thank goodness.
Because yours expired, you have to take lessons again, don't you? Actually,
Right.
have to start from
You have to
scratch
start from
instead of
scratch.
exchanging.
Well, first of all, I'd advise anyone to try and get their license taken care of if they have to within that period, so they don't have to get.
Yeah, and presumably as early as possible, because I think
Exactly.
the delay
Right.
of getting it back anyway is up
Right.
to 9 months.
Yes,
isn't it?
exactly. And I think they do give you a temporary so that you can drive on it.
Or they give you a paper to say that it's underway.
Exactly. You just have to go through the process of re-getting your license, which isn't as bad as people make it sound. It's just takes some study.
Yeah.
You just have to learn.
Are there a designated number of lessons that you have to have? Is it the same as somebody learning for the first time, or is there a sort of a fast track for people who've been driving?
Slightly. There is. You can take less actual driving lessons.
Yep.
They give you an evaluation.
Oh,
And if
okay.
you have driven a car before,
Yep.
you're not, because this is set up mainly for first-time
Yes,
drivers.
yes.
So you may be able to take fewer lessons. And you have to pass the written exam,
Yep.
which is the bugaboo, I think, for most people is
Because it's in French, I suppose.
it's in French, although, again, if you are willing to spend a little extra money, you can take it in English in
Okay.
Paris. They'll have you can get
Okay.
a translator. You're allowed to have that.
But you have to physically be there.
Yeah, you have to. It's just difficult finding translators here
Yes.
who can do that kind of thing. Geoffrey did his code that way. I'm taking it in French, and I'm finding it actually kind of fun because I'm learning a lot, and it's like French vocabulary. So,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to taking my actual driving lessons
Yes.
as well, because for me, I find it French lessons. I just saw a sign at the Do. There was a sign that said, if you're want to speak some French with French people and with a nice group, come to Blah Blah, they call it.
Blah Blah is the name of the
Blah
group.
Blah is the name of the group. And it's run by a lovely lady who's British, but she's been teaching French for a long time. So she teaches private lessons and things like that. And I don't know how long it's been going, but you go down there on Tuesday night at 7. And there's French people there and English people there, and a lot of different nationalities have come in, and they're so generous and sweet with their knowledge. They don't correct you, they just gently correct you if they do, and so
That's fantastic,
Yeah.
because I guess these are the people you bump into every day.
Every day.
Walking around town.
every day, yeah. I mean, it was amazing how, I mean, for a while everybody kind of like, who are they? And they have a funny car with the official license plate.
And now they have
And
a
then now
tiny
they-
little box. They've fallen on hard times.
That's right. Well, that's the thing about this. It's a wonderful idea, although it's crazy because teenagers can get them.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a driver's license. And alcoholics can get them.
Yes.
Yes, and old people can get them. So I'm sure, I don't know which group I fit into yet, but I'm sure not the teenagers. But yeah, Geoffrey just is like humiliated.
Does he prefer to walk?
Just about.
What has Geoffrey found that he loves to do here?
Oh, he just loves to be around. He loves to travel.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves to go out to eat.
Yes.
You know, so he just loves the wine. Sebastian can talk about wine, and when people find out, although he doesn't advertise it, that he's a winemaker, people always ask him questions. And he has been riding his bike. He's got a couple of bikes. So that's the kind of thing that he enjoys. He also enjoys taking photographs.
Yep.
So he's a photographer, that kind of thing. And I keep him busy with bricolage. He's so good at it. It's just, I mean, I thank my lucky stars every single day. He's just an amazing man, and he can fix anything. And I hate to ask him, but I'm asking him all the time because of money. I really was afraid that if we had a house with a lot of work, that he would be doing that all the time.
Yes,
and
instead of actually enjoying his
it.
new
And
life.
And now
Yeah.
he is. It's a nice balance. I
Yeah,
mean,
you picked the perfect house.
Yeah, we did.
That's for
we
sure.
did. So happy.
I remember 2 things that you told me when we last
You're so
spoke.
good at them remembering this stuff. I can't even believe with all the people you talk to.
No, because there were things that resonated actually, Sandy. And the first one was an easy one because it resonated with me, having also spent time in Australia.
Okay.
Was light.
Oh, yeah.
Needing light, that wherever you were going to live when you were looking to buy a house, it needed to have light, like the light you had in California.
Right.
But the second thing, which was much more profound and felt very unique to you, was you said that you were immensely happy in California, that you had a joyful, wonderful, perfect life there. But you said, why shouldn't you have 2?
Yeah. That's
When I asked, then why had you moved? And it wasn't because there was something to run away from or even change.
Yeah.
It was because your sense of adventure is what stuck with me, is why wouldn't you have 2 perfect lives in a lifetime? And I loved that about you then, and I love it about you now. I think your enthusiasm is so infectious.
Well, it's turned out to be, I mean, I walk out in the morning, and I walk to this every morning when I come out to turn on the fountain. I just stand in the doorway and I go, I can't believe it. Even the plants, I mean, it's magical. Even the plants. Do these plants look like they've gone through a heat wave? I mean, look at them.
They do not.
They do not. They just, I mean, it's not like I've done anything. I'm not any better gardener. Look at how tall that basil plant is. I could not grow basil outside in California, and it's California.
Yeah.
I'm going, what is with this place? It's just little strawberries on my little plant. I mean, so anyway, I just come out and look at that, and it's so beautiful. And then the fountain, of course. J'adore.
Yeah, it's magnificent. Any final words for anybody thinking of moving over, or even dreaming of moving over, or even not moving over, but hasn't even considered it, about the help that they could get to take the stress out of that
I mean,
move?
I'm 100%. I would just say, go for the big package. I mean, I just do everything and just take every stress out of it. And because Geoffrey likes to do so many things by himself, you know, and I respect that. It wasn't going to happen to do the whole package for us, but I think for me, if it were me to do it and I were alone, I would just, or even not alone, I would just go for that, because it's with French Connections, because first of all, the professionality is so amazing. I mean, the follow-up, I mean, and again, you find companies like that in the United States, but it's so sincere here. I mean, it's just, we're so happy for you. We want, oh, congratulations. You know, it's just, you just feel the sincerity there. And and then the offerings, you know, like I said, the bank account. You can buy a car for, you know, with French Connections. You can, and now I see Richard in his videos talking about, you know, finding places for people to stay.
Yeah.
And that was an issue for us. We lucked into something in Rochechouart through a kind of word of mouth thing, which was quite fine, quite perfect. But it was stressful. We didn't know what we were going to do. And if you could have all that taken care of, why wouldn't you? And it's a one-time kind of thing. I mean, I'm thinking probably when we have to re-up our titre de séjour, that I would use French Connections, because I just don't have the time to make those mistakes. And redo it. And keep coming back and saying, oh yeah, could you help us? Because we really didn't know what the heck we were doing. Why
just get it right first time.
Get it right the first time. So,
and the things like buying the car for people and finding places to live, those things have come about as a direct result of people asking for that help. Those new services.
I think it's wonderful to watch it grow. And I mean, I see all the sort of wannabes coming up behind it, and I'm just, you know, and Richard just so far ahead of the game to have all that, and he's staying on top of it. And the legal stuff, I mean, the taxes. The taxes, you know, that's an issue. I mean, again, because so many people don't know about the inheritance laws and that kind of thing. And we found out through purchasing the house, that's that little stuff that can trip you up. And you don't want to take the driver's license advice, get it done. Don't procrastinate.
That's great advice.
And don't forget your lac cutter.
Take it from one who knows. Thank you, Sandy.
You are
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.